Hello and welcome back to another episode of Hitting the Bars, not virtually, but directly beside me is the beautiful Savvy Wabby One. How's it going?
It's great. Keltie and I are finally together in real life. And, there's been some bumps in the road to make this happen, but we got it.
We got it. Mm-hmm. What is life without hurdles?
And I just realized, now that I can see each other physically, Keltie is so much tanner than I am.
Which says a lot considering I live in the city with the least amount of sunshine. So you know it's fake with my Irish, Scandinavian blood. You're like, that's the one thing. Actually I feel you're still more tan.
No, I think I'm naturally tan, where you got the glow.
I got the glow.
Yeah.
I love bottle.
I can't bottle tan, otherwise I look like I'm orange. Like, it just doesn't look good for me.
I found it. I have many years to perfect it. And guess what? I've perfected it so much I hate it. I'm so over self-tan.
Like, you're addicted to it?
No. There's a point in my life I was addicted. It's just more I'm like, the thumbnails don't slap the same unless you got a self-tan on. I won't lie.
You could, change the saturation.
It's not the same. I wash, and anyways, I don't know, the ritual every week of being like, hey, gotta exfoliate on Sundays and retinol the next day and moisturize and shave this day and I'm just
exhausted
over it. But then I go 3 weeks without the tan and I'm like, oh, you look sick. And then people are like, you okay? Are you unwell?
That's yeah, people assume because I live in Puerto Rico that I tan a lot or something. I do not like being in the sun. I actually hide. And my family has skin cancer. My dad had skin cancer young, so my dermatologist is always like, don't wear a shirt, whatever, sunscreen it up. So I always have hats on. You'll never catch me laying out in sun, even on vacation.
I feel that. I just can't physically, just lay in the sun and tan. I'm so bored. So I can go for a run, and I love the sun. And also seasonal depression. I'm like, oh my God, I'm cured as soon as there's sun.
Yeah.
But just the thought of sitting and tanning, I'm like, feels like being in a microwave.
It is so boring. I'll give you that. I have friends that love to lay out in Puerto Rico, and they know I will never show up. I tell them, oh yeah, I'll come. I never come. I'm either running, walking Bentley, hang out with Michael, and they know that I'm just too hyper. I cannot sit still. And so now they ask me, do you want to do a bike ride? And then they'll go tan. And I say yes. So I'm like the dog that needs to be walked.
Oh, I think that goes without saying for me. That was the thought of me sitting still. People are like, what? You got 2 minutes. I'm like, hey. And then I sit still and I end up stretching because I'm like, hey, how do I make this sitting still productive?
You do stretch when you just chat.
Since I was a little girl, I was just, you have those friends. I found out I'm that friend who just don't stop moving. And they're just kind of always
fidgety. It drives my mom insane with me. And my mom is the opposite of me. She likes to watch Netflix all day. She'll do her exercise, she'll do her work, but if it was up to her, she would do nothing all day. Where I'm like, I gotta work, I gotta do this. I want to go for a run. Oh, I should probably also go pressure wash the front yard or something. And it drives her nuts when she's with me because I'm always on the go.
Is it ADHD or productivity?
A little bit of both.
You know what? Call it a superpower. Just kidding.
Yeah.
It's a crippling mental disorder. So.
Yes.
But
distraction.
Sometimes benefits.
Yes. Should we get into today's episode?
That we shall. Sorry, I'm readjusting. Speaking of always being fidgety. So we're going to have another pop culture episode. Just hit in the headlines. See what's in the news of the fitness, wellness, celeb segment.
Hitting the bars is hitting the headlines.
New segment. Okay. We need insert news sound. Do you know what I mean? Classic news anchor. Dun 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 dun
yeah.
dun. We need that for
that's a
hitting the
great
headlines. Dun, 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 dun. Hitting the headlines.
I like it.
That was my lack of singing ability. But guess what? There's autotune. So let's just jump right into it. Before the headlines, I got a teaser because I manifested potentially. Now, you guys will know the answer to this by the time this comes out, but I don't know because it is Wednesday we're recording. Coachella's on Sunday. Last week, we talked our headlines for Coachella, and my headliners were Skrillex and Fred again. And there's a rumor that Skrillex and Fred again are performing at Coachella. And just know, if that happened, this is the last episode. I ended it all. I missed it. That was I manifested my own Coachella headline and don't even get to go.
Will you watch it? Didn't you say YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube does stream it, but it's not quite the same. Oh, I will watch it.
I want to follow up. Did Frank Ocean say anything about his performance or no?
Oh yeah, the rumor was that he hurt his ankle. And so that's why he couldn't do the skating. And I just, as someone who, if I had the opportunity to perform at Coachella, Martin Garrix performed a whole 8-month tour with a broken leg, jumping DJing on this. They zooped him up. He was on crutches. I was like, do you think Beyonce is missing it for a broken ankle? No, she's getting that. So I'm sorry, I've played basketball on a broken ankle. I don't have sympathy.
Yeah.
If that sounds like.
Also, Lady Gaga. You guys, I watched a documentary on Lady Gaga for the halftime show. That girl has chronic pain in her hip.
Yeah.
And she still did halftime show, came out with a new album. I love celebrity documentaries because I'm like, what is your life like?
Yeah.
Because you only see a snippet and it is fascinating.
Oh,
I mean, of course, it's still only a snippet, but I thoroughly enjoy that.
I just also had a thought. Irony. If someone said they had a mental health issue, though, and that's why they cancel it, I would respect that. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, you might have a mental breakdown. You wouldn't be able to get through it. It would destroy your life. I'd respect an artist. If it's something about an artist just being physically unwell, I'm like, no excuse. Broken ankle, get up there.
You get up and you sit. You just sit.
Yeah, how times have changed.
Yeah.
That's especially, and I think maybe that's what pisses me off. And I'm not that pissed. I'm not a Frank Ocean fan. I like his music, but I'm not I went to go see him.
Yeah.
He's a great singer. He could have just sat up there and people would have been fine. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Just sit up there.
Yeah.
Sit on
He's
his
like John Legend.
Yeah.
You don't need much except just the voice.
Yeah. Adele.
Vibe.
It's just that level. But
who are we to
what
be
do
critics?
I know? What do I know? I wasn't even there. It could have been
someone
phenomenal.
snippet. Hate.
Take it. Give us views.
You don't care about their physical well-being?
We care about their physical well-being, just not ankles. I rolled enough ankles.
I was going to say I've had a fair share of rolling ankles as well. Continuously pops forever.
Yeah, I've just learned. So that's why I was like, is that toxic of me? But as someone who's rolled 15 ankles, I'm like, you'll get over it.
Yeah.
Tape it up, put on a good pair of shoes.
How much do you think he gets paid for Coachella?
I think it's $3 million for a headliner.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for $3 million? You better be.
I believe, and give or take a little bit, headliners typically make 3 to 4. Mm-hmm. So I think Frank Ocean and Blackpink made 3 to 4, but Bad Bunny got $5 million, I believe.
Oh.
So sometimes there's a little bit, and then I think if you're the headliner, and then the next row gets $750,000, and then by the time you get to the bottom, it's still money, but I want to say let's just say it's a lot less.
Wow.
But there's a big chip. But the headliners bring the crowd, so.
That's true. Not this girl. Not unless they're Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, or Selena Gomez.
Look at the price of those tickets. Case in point.
Yeah, that's true. They can't even... Coachella can't even afford them, is what I think.
Debatable.
Taylor Swift, she was saying no.
I feel Taylor Swift will. She's just
One
waiting
day.
for the Coachella, because I feel Taylor Swift is slowly checkboxing off life. Do you know what I mean? She's I gotta win a Grammy.
She needs halftime show.
Yeah, she halftime show in Coachella, but she's gonna make sure it's everything.
Yeah.
I think that could be she's oh, I got 2 years left. We'll do Coachella this year. Last year, here's my prediction. I hope everyone signs this. Taylor Swift's last performance ever will be the Super Bowl halftime show.
So
she will end on
60.
Might be. She'll end on the highest of notes, and she's tie a bow to my career, end it perfectly. Super Bowl. I think that's what's gonna happen.
I think I would buy tickets to the Super Bowl. Not watch the
Goes
football.
broke. Yeah.
And just watch the halftime show.
Shows up an hour and a half late. You wouldn't be the only one. Honestly,
No.
there'd probably be more Taylor Swift fans than football fans in the stadium.
100%. Yes.
That would be the weirdest game. No one has any idea what's going on.
Yeah.
no one knows when to cheer. They're just waiting for the halftime
We
show.
would just have all 13 written on us,
Yeah.
Taylor's number, in case you didn't know. And they'd be like, who's 13? And it'd be some guy on the sideline, and he's like, yes!
The guy's
I got
seen
banned.
2 minutes of playtime.
Yeah.
It's who's Ben?
Yeah, we're like, not you!
The backup kicker?
Yeah. Well, should we jump into... Did we even get in? Oh, we did. You said
in the headline.
Manifested. I got distracted. That's pretty cool. I don't know either of them, but that's good for you, girlfriend.
So good. I just gonna cry. It's okay. But speaking of performers, headlines. This has been trickling around. Ariana Grande. I don't know if you saw this.
What did you just call her?
Ariana Grande. Oh my god.
Ariana Grande. I hate you. Ariana.
Oh my god. In my defense, I know it sounds funny. I know her name, but I'm reading it off her notes, and so I just literally read. And so that was so that Ariana.
Not a real fan. I also downloaded that documentary for the plane.
Yeah.
And I realized it was just her concert. And I think that is so boring to watch people's concerts unless you're physically there or if it's Taylor Swift.
It's tough.
So I exited out real quick and I said, not an autobiography about her life? Goodbye.
I was disappointed. I will say when I saw it, same. I wanted behind the scenes. Otherwise, I would just watch her music videos.
Literally.
Yeah. But I was like, I just want to know more. And she even talked about in this TikTok. She doesn't really talk like this. So I was like, maybe she's just not comfortable.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, did you see the TikTok in question?
I did.
Okay, so in case you didn't miss it, pretty much she went on, because a photo, I think it's going viral on social media or just in interwebs, Reddit, who knows where it was, and people commented about her weight or her body size, comparing her to her previous body size, and she kind of just came on and talked about how no one really has the right and we should not be as comfortable, and I think that was what I really agreed with. Like, whether on it's going to happen, unfortunately, when you get that popular, people are going to comment on anything about you, like at just people. But it is so weird how some people are just so willing to comment on someone's body. Like, have you not dawned on that, like, you don't know what someone's going through? This might not be, like, especially maybe 30 years ago. But now, like, just the comfort of it. Like, I don't know, if I were to comment on someone's body, I would.
Also, don't do
so much
onto others what you don't want done to yourself. And I think consumers forget that. Is like she was saying, I'm a human. I have feelings and thoughts, and I recognize when my body changes and when it doesn't. Why do you have to give your opinion? Also, she brought up she's maturing.
Yeah.
Like, she's becoming an adult, and people are taking that as like, you should stay in this body or this lifestyle or this whatever she did, and like be stuck in that era when she's like, I can't. I'm now like this full-blown adult. My body's going to change. My opinions, my lifestyle. I thought that was cool.
Same. But I'll play a little devil's advocate, because I also kind of put myself in the shoes, because I'm clearly not even 1,000th of the level she is. But I'm on YouTube and talk about fitness, so definitely get my share of body comments. And people were, from my understanding, kind of coming from a place of concern. I was like, interesting, because where's the line of you comment on someone because you genuinely, I think of my creators, and if I saw them looking sick and unwell, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm really worried about you. Or any artist. But at the same time, like, when do you know, like, usually the people are aware. Like, if I was looking sick and unwell, I would be aware. I look at myself in the mirror more than anybody. And do you want that because the audience cares? Is it worse that the audience says nothing if they're concerned? And we just ignore it, but at the same time, who is the right? And I'm not giving an answer what's right or wrong. I just think that's a complicated topic when, like, someone appears to be sick. What is the right thing that we show support? But at the same time, like you said, especially someone that famous, if they're going through something, they probably have people around them helping out. So it's like, do we just stay silent and hope the best, or do we wish them well?
She did say that in her video. She said, like, do you not think I have a community and people outside that are talking to me during this time? And she I think she was kind of just saying, like, I worry about myself. I think she appreciated people worrying about her. But at the end of the day, she was like, I'm well aware of the things that are going on. Let me explain myself a little bit. But I think she even thought, like, it's a little ridiculous I have to explain myself. Like, maybe I want to evolve. And at the same time, if she wants to get whatever done to her body, that's her power, and you should be entitled to, and you don't owe anybody an explanation, especially when you're, like, in that light. I just think they're almost, like, sold off, every part of them, to, like, being public, like a public item. And I think she was just trying to say, like, give me space. I'm still a person. I want to think for myself. This is kind of who I am.
Maybe it's the call. Just throwing this out there. Of, like, if you see an artist, a celebrity, an influencer, whatever it is, and you can just say, you're like, something seems off. I could be wrong or could right. Is all we simply leave is a, hope you're doing okay. Like, I just think that's what you do to your friend. Like, have you ever had a girlfriend that you're like, you maybe know they're going through something or not, and you just see, like, maybe they haven't been keeping as good care of themselves. I don't think the thing to do is to be like, you're looking sick.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, cool, now you also see that I look sick. Because I think I've had that where, like, my unhealthiness appears outside me, and someone says, you look sick, you're like, oh, cool. Everyone thinks I look like shit. Like, that sucks. On the flip side, it does feel nice when someone's like, you doing okay? And they don't point out what it is. And actually, not to bring it back to Swift, I saw another headline where someone in the audience yelled to her and was like, are you doing okay? And she just gave a thumbs up. And it's like, that maybe that's the call. That's if you're a little concerned, someone's physical, like, you never know. They could be getting healthier. They could be going through just a treatment, like Selena gained some weight from a lupus medication. It's simple of being like, you doing okay? And the person could just be like, thumbs up or thumbs down. And if it's a thumbs down, you're just like, oh, okay, they're going through something. Hopefully they have the means. And if they give a thumbs up, you're just like, okay, you do you. Is that kind of the call? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I've never felt the need, except for people close in my life, to,
true.
I guess, ask that, because maybe from seeing it in an out, when you go through it yourself, you know how hard that can be and how triggering it can be to somebody that maybe is going through something. Moral of the story, anybody, celebrities, influencers, whoever, like, are actresses, are humans, and, like, majority of the time they're not dumb. They're well aware of it, and I think she just was trying to advocate that she's like, I'm taking care of myself, thank you, but, like, stop talking about our bodies as if we don't exist and we don't read these things, because it does impact everybody. And I think people often think they're untouchable, but I think they do read those things. And who wouldn't? I mean, I read things, you know, it's just like, it's human nature for her to see that. Like, even the Hailey and Selena, I can't imagine what she went through, because, like, that just must have been so deteriorating to her mental health, and her having to push through. I follow Hailey and I follow Selena, and like, to see Hailey only share road, in my head I'm like, this girl is just having someone else do this for her, and she wants nothing to do with her social personal life at all.
And I think we also forget that celebrities have TikTok, and their For You page is probably feeding them their own, like, T channel pages and all that, because it's just like, obviously you're going to look at it and then you see it and then you read the comments. And so I think, like, more than ever, thanks to TikTok, people are seeing bad stuff about them. Versus in the old days, it was just like, oh, just don't open the magazine and read it. But now it's like, suddenly it's like, oh, I just want to scroll through TikTok and see dog memes. And then it's like, why you're the most awful human, why you look sick, why you gained 20 pounds. Like, that's probably appearing on these celebrities For You page. Like, it never occurred to me until, like, I reviewed a couple of people's videos and they commented on it. I'm like, how the hell did you see this? And, like, that was definitely an eye-opening of, like, luckily I'm not a T channel, but I was just like, oh no, these people will watch it. Just like I've watched things that were talked about me. So I think the weight of a T channel would be just god awful. I would never want to be that person. That's something that needs to end. T channels. I agree. Cancel the T channels. I know it's entertaining, but, like,
I don't find it entertaining. I actually like have, like, trauma associated to it solely from my friends also going through it. I remember Kat and Ken, they're very open about it, had, like, this horrible thing on YouTube. And it got completely, wow, I cannot speak. It got skewed a different way than they wanted. And it destroyed them for a little bit. And, like, because of that and how bad and, like, upset I felt for my friend, I now am, like, fearful when I watch those things, because even if it's just clickbaity, like, someone is Keltie doing the wrong workout and why she's bad, and then you watch it and it's, like, not even that bad of a video, it's still, like, morally, I just don't think that's cool. Like, I'm like, I just can't respect it.
I think an unwritten rule, I've done once or twice a clickbait video kind of like that with, like, fully open with Whitney and Lily, and I DM'd them ahead of time. I was like, do you want to be in on this? I was like, I'm doing an influencer thing. I'm just raving about how much I like you guys, but, like, let's make it a little spicy. And I told them, and they're like, oh, I could do it. So I was like, that's the rule. If you're going to clickbait like that, you have to ask permission.
I agree.
And then so the person's not scrolling through.
What about that one that made you get... Do you want to talk about that on the podcast?
Maybe another time. But that one, it wasn't bad. Do you know what I mean? It was like, it wasn't like the person. It was like a hit on me. It was like what happened for me.
It backfired for you.
It backfired for me, and then I explained that it was my own fault. So that one was fair. And that was also learning. That was a long time ago of, like, that was before. And I was like, no, these people will watch and take that into account. So it was definitely a learning thing for me too. But it wasn't like a hate on the person. It was more... Something didn't work for me, and I talked about it. We'll talk about that in another episode, maybe. Ooh, juicy.
Very juicy.
Before we head off, one thing to also think about, I think with the Selena and Hailey, I heard this somewhere. Also, I think we have to take into account that, remember how much we're talking about mental health and like we're like free Britney and Lindsay Lohan and like, oh, how are we so mean to them? Look what we're doing to Hailey Bieber.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we're all such hypocrites that we're like, free Hailey and like, or free Britney, and like she was being crazy, and like it's so obvious now. But I'm like, let's not repeat what we did and like trash these girls. And like, once again, even like with this Vanderpump Rules, I don't watch it, so I have absolutely nothing. Yes, we might just title this. I know nothing about it, but now I might watch it because it seems juicy, which is toxic of me. But at the same time, it appears to be what this girl did was completely wrong. But once again, I was like, they cheated. She didn't murder someone. And this girl is the most hated human in like North America now. Now, apparently Tom, he seems like someone that could be hated by North America. I don't feel bad about that. But her, not to just toxically defend women, but I'm like, they didn't perform mass murder. And now everyone in the States hates them. I'm like, that seems extreme. Like, even brands are coming for them. I'm like,
I did see that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I was like, I get it. We all love the internet, but we talk mental health.
Yeah. Be an example.
Yeah.
Moral of the story.
Yeah. But
all right.
Enough of that. Let's head on to something a bit more lighter. So I saw this on Twitter today, and I don't know why I'm so intrigued by this. And
also, you go on Twitter?
Yeah, I pop in. I see what's the headline, and then peace out. I'm on that for like 5 minutes a day.
Check out Savvy Wavy One.
Oh, do you actually tweet?
No. But like it's like a private account because I don't ever want to delete it.
Yeah.
Because it's like my high school and college thoughts. And I'm pretty sure it just says like Dwight Schrute's meme account or something because I love The Office and it's just funny. But I will never make it public. I just like, that's the only time I ever go on Twitter. Is if I just want to cackle. So that's why I'm shocked you go on Twitter.
Yeah, go on, just see what's on the news.
Yeah, rightfully so.
A lot of the guys in my office are big Twitter users. So I'm just like, oh.
Do you tweet?
Occasionally.
Oh.
I've started tweeting just the most, I want OG Twitter. Like, I just wanted to go on and tweet, Keltie's eating lunch. Like, that's my dream of just like, Keltie had a good cappuccino.
Did you ever have like a subtweet? Oh, I did this all the time in college.
I definitely did.
Like, if you liked a guy, or even if a girl like blew
lyrics.
you off, say maybe like, they ditched you or whatever. Oh yeah, always subtweet.
It was always like, wasn't worth it.
Yes.
Just no context.
I always quoted some like sad song, or you'd retweet like a sad thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The best and worst thing I did would have been like 5 or 6 years ago when everyone started getting canceled for like old tweets.
Yes.
And so like, and all I could think about was like, young Keltie listened to a lot of random music and loved to drunkenly text lyrics with like no idea. Like, I was so dumb looking back. Like, I'm just stupid. Like, probably didn't know like Lollipop was about blowjobs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that level of dumbness.
Do you tweet lick the lollipop?
Probably. And that's why I was like, under 21-year-old Keltie said nothing intelligent. So I found some bot that went and deleted any tweet I had before like 2018 or something. And I was like, but now I'm kind of like, oh, I wish I would have reread that one time.
just put it on private.
But it's gone now. So yeah, but it's gone. Honestly,
it's
too
little too late.
I was like, you know what? It's not worth people digging up some Lil Wayne thing I tweeted out of context, having no idea what it meant.
Yeah.
And just being like, how dare you? I'm like, wait, I thought that was about melons.
Yeah, that was crazy. The days that they would go on people's Twitter and read. Honestly, when that happened, I looked back at my Twitter, and it was literally all like just funny things that happened throughout my day. I don't think it was anything too crazy. So that's why I was like, I'll just make it public or private.
Smart.
Just because like it had a lot of like jokes from college in the sense of like drinking or something that I was like, I don't really want the internet to see this.
Fair.
But keep it for my thoughts. And that's where I wish I still had my MySpace.
I never had MySpace, but I had it, but never used it.
Yeah.
But we're going to pull up what I found on Twitter for that.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought this was funny. I don't know why, because I just feel people are so picky, but like oddly picky, and I find it fascinating. So it's trending the food disgust test. So it's supposed to determine what creeps you out about food, whether it be hygiene, fruit, fish, vegetables. And so I thought we should take it and see what triggers us about, like, for example, food in like a sink, old food in a sink. Like, you know what I mean?
So
Like, you're like,
you wash your sink right away?
Oh yeah, like, you know, if you scrape off a pan and all the food's in there, I'm fine like right away. But if it's been in there an hour and I have to touch it, I prefer to clean a bathroom over that.
Wow.
I know. It doesn't make sense. There's
Don't
no
come
rhyme
to
or
my
reason.
kitchen.
Okay, so we'll take the test. I do not eat cucumbers. They've been ripened so much that they can be bent.
Ugh. Yeah, no.
Gross.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
I'll say that I'll be the determined thumbs down or thumbs
Okay.
up.
Oh, how does this?
How do you take this?
Oh, next. Not that complicated. It is sickening to eat bread from which mold has been cut away. It's sick, but honestly, like...
I'd eat it.
I've done it. I'm like, thumbs up. Now, probably not, but back in the day, oh yeah, let's go. I do not mind if a slice of apple has been turned slightly brown from exposed air. Gross.
Down. Thumbs down.
If an apple has to be fully crunchy.
I agree.
Otherwise, I
No
don't want it.
bruising.
The only,
If it bruises in my backpack, I'm like, you're out.
the only point to have an apple is the crunch. Like, that's the best part of the
Yeah.
apple. It's like the flavor is meh. Very
And
mid.
peanut butter.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, rapid fire these.
I eat blue cheese as part of my diet and or when I'm served. Gross.
Yes, up, thumbs up.
Oh. Okay, I guess we'll go mute.
Yeah, mute.
Okay, mutual. Mid. I never or rarely accept food from strangers.
Ew, yeah, thumbs down.
I'm mid.
Actually, wait, one time it was Michael's birthday and we were going on a fishing boat.
Yeah.
And this worker was like, hey, none of my guys showed up today. And I bought breakfast from like Wendy's. And I was the only one that ate the breakfast. So I guess I'm a liar.
I'm mid. Because my rationale is like, I live in downtown Toronto, Vancouver, even downtown Toronto. And there's a lot of just like random mom and pop restaurants. And
Yeah.
they'll pop out and offer free samples.
Okay, free sample's different than a stranger being like, would you like this bag of food?
Yeah, but this is like... When you saw the restaurants, it's this very like back alley mom and pop just like standing. I don't even know if they're part of the restaurant.
Yeah.
And they're just handing out. I'm like, yeah, I'll gladly take that. So that's why I'm like,
Middle, okay.
it is totally fine if my friends or acquaintances have touched my food. Oh yeah, that doesn't creep me out at all.
I feel like it depends on the person and what it is.
So we'll say mid.
Yeah.
Middle of the ground. I would never eat those new snacks and dishes that are made from bugs. No, I'd try that.
Made from, I would, I guess mid.
Mid.
You'd try that?
Yeah, it's like, you know, like this like cricket protein?
Yeah, that's
I'm like,
gnarly.
it's nicer that it's a cricket than a pig.
But here's what I imagine is like, it's gonna, like they found it off the streets and it's like not clean and it's just gross. You know, like think of scorpions or like
Yeah.
something I'm like, where did you get it? And obviously it's not farm raised. You probably just got it from the alley.
No, because they're not fishing. Like, you know what I mean? No one's going around back alley New York like sucking up, you know what I mean? The crickets. Like, crickets are out in the field. So those would be the most wild. You mean they have to have a cricket farm? You can't just like imagine some person walking in downtown like Toronto just trying to catch bugs. I was like, no, they have to be like grown in a little thing because it would take a little space.
Okay,
to
well
grow
maybe
crickets.
it depends on where you're at then, right? Where you get them.
I think you're misplacing where they get bugs for these things. Like they have like little farms in that. Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
I do not mind eating a salad that is not crispy anymore.
Oh, down.
No. Dirty silverware or stains on utensils disgust me.
Disgust. Repulse. I send it back.
Oh, see, stains? No, because like a lot of times it's like watermarks or it's just something that's
Okay.
little that I'm like,
Think of food stains.
yeah, I'm going to say mid. I would lose my appetite if I found a little snail in my salad. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, ew. Who would eat that still? My dad.
At the same time, it's probably good for us. You know what I mean? Like, you know how we're supposed to technically eat like a little bit of dirt. It helps our immune system.
And a snail.
So that's why I was like, it's probably good for us. Will we do it? No.
No, thank you.
I would not eat marmalade from which mold has been removed from the surface.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was possible, but I do love marmalade, but thumbs down.
Marmalade's just like honey, right?
I think so.
Yeah. See that?
Put it on
Also-
the cheese.
See, for me, I'm
Just
like,
mold.
yeah, so many moldy things. Like,
Yeah.
mold doesn't creep me out anymore on food now that I realize I live off kombucha. I was like, I literally, and fermented foods. I was like, I'm kind of, just think when you eat like dry, air dried meat, you mean that's the fancy stuff that's been
Yeah.
hanging there. Suddenly I went to Spain and was like, why do I like moldy food all of a sudden? In that context, but not like moldy vegetables.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
cheese and like,
To each their own.
yeah. So
Eat your fuzz.
I will eat my fuzz. I feel uncomfortable when I see raw meat.
Yeah. Do you?
Depends. Like if I see a steak and like it's already like chopped and that. No,
that's
but
not uncomfortable. Unless it bleeds.
if I see a head, if I see like a body part, that's where like if I see the full fish and it's got the head.
Yeah.
But if I just see like the salmon fillet, I'm good to go.
Okay. So mid.
Mid. These are all just mid. I would not eat avocado pulp that has been turned slightly brown. I'm
I'd do
exiting
it.
You do it?
You wouldn't?
I can't eat avocado.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Even if
Keep
it's
forgetting
perfect,
about
even if
your
I'm perfect, I'm like, oh. I do not eat fruit such as peaches and apples that have marks or stains on their peels. Yeah, no.
Yeah, maybe a peach, but yeah, put it down.
Down. It is disgusting to eat banana that has black spots.
Yes.
I will
It
say...
makes me gag.
Yes, but at the same time, I also just... Whenever I see that, it just gives me the vibes of throw it in the freezer, make banana bread.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Keep it, but don't eat it.
Yeah, true.
You know?
Yeah. It is gross if a chef in a restaurant tastes a soup with a spoon without washing it every time he does so. Depends on the chef.
No, absolutely not. It's a stranger.
See, maybe it's like, I hate to say it, I've worked in restaurants so much that like I just know the chef, so I'm just kind of like, eh.
Do they do it often?
No, they never do, but I just mean like I just visualized one of those guys doing it, so I'm just like, it's Ryan doing it, so who cares?
Yeah.
But then like, you have the guys...
If it's Gordon Ramsay, sure.
I'm like, yeah, it probably tastes
Celebrity
better.
Crush, yeah.
I cannot stand the smell of fish shops. Depends on the fish shop.
Yeah, Pike Place.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, some like Vancouver Island, it's just like fresh and it smells
mind
like
it.
oceany, but you go to some and it's
Yeah.
fishy.
Yeah.
There's a difference between seafood and fishy smell. So I'm going to say mid. Right?
Yeah.
I feel suspicious a friend has handled or touched something I'm about to eat. Not at all. A friend?
Yeah, no.
No. That's good to go, baby. I would not mind eating an apple that has had a caterpillar crawl over its peel.
Down.
Really?
Thumbs down. That's disgusting.
Just give it a little wash.
No, it's furry. No, really? Well,
I hate to break it to you. All food gets crawled on by bugs. Every apple.
But I don't want to know that.
But it happens. That's why I was like, as soon as you just let him go and wash it, I'm like, goodbye, little guy.
I would never.
I think it's cute. I'd be like, thanks.
I used to love caterpillars because my name's Savannah and my brother would pronounce it Fazana. So my mom would make me caterpillar cakes for my birthday.
Adorable.
Fuzzy Wuzzies.
Fuzzy Wuzzy Wavy, Savvy Wavy one. That's your new rap.
It was Fuzzy Wuzzy had a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Then Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy, was he?
Savvy Wavy, do not care.
Yeah, there you go.
Rap. I feel disgusted when I chew on irregular bits of animal meat. No.
Yeah. Well, we have different opinions.
I know.
on
We're
this.
going to be mid for the middle.
Yeah.
We should have taken this separately.
Yeah.
We're only on one phone. I'm just thinking irregular. You know, like sometimes you bite into the fat.
Yeah.
Like if you eat a bone, I'm like, it's not enjoyable, but I don't really care. I just spit it out and move on. I find it gross to eat hard cheese from which mold has been cut off. Definitely not.
No, give me that.
That's
Give me that, baby. I
Honestly,
love cheese.
unpopular opinion. I'd prefer that over cheddar cheese.
Oh.
Seeing a hair in my soap does not really bother me.
In my soup?
Oh, soup. Yeah, sorry, soap. I was like, no, it's clean.
Sometimes I just think, oh, I didn't see that because I want to eat the soup.
I hate to say it. If it's blonde, I don't care because I just tell myself it's me.
Yeah.
But if it's brunette in any form, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's gross, but I don't have standards on that.
So just mini thumbs up. I would not eat part of an apple that had a worm in another part of it.
No. You'll get worms.
Yeah, that's... My mouth waters when I see a whole pig on a skewer. No. And
it's sad.
It's one of those things, you smell it and you're like, oh, it's barbecue. We're in Houston right now. You're like, this smells amazing. And then you see it, and I'm reminded of what meat is. I can't know...
Wilbur.
Like, eggs, when you think about what eggs are.
I cannot. I love eggs, and I cannot think about them.
When eggs become too eggy, that's a sad day.
Yeah.
It happens every few months.
Yep.
Ooh. No, big down. I do not eat steak that is still bloody inside. No. Give it to me rare as can be. I take a blue steak over a well-done steak.
Well, you're like Michael. But I also don't eat steak, so...
I'm from Berta, baby. Berta. So we'll do mid, but no.
Wait, I do have a funny story, though.
Tell.
It's quick. So Michael and I were in Dubai visiting. He has an uncle there who's married to a French woman. So they have this little kid. She's 10. And French like to eat raw beef, right?
Yep.
Like
beef tartare.
Yeah.
With those egg on it.
Oh. I had never really had that, and she made hamburgers. And I remember her saying, oh, Americans like these well done. Savannah, let me know if you need it cooked more. And I didn't want to be rude. I also don't eat beef. So I was like, I got to do it. I got to choke it down. It was so bloody. My entire bun was filled with blood. This little 10-year-old, I just look over and she's like, Mom! And like her face has blood everywhere, all over her face. And she's like, yum, 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 give me another. And I already don't really like meat, and I was traumatized. And Michael was just like in the back, like, oh my God, she's gonna leave me because my family just fed her. Like it was like she just, like, I don't know. It was just raw beef in a bun. Bloody.
Hate to say it, the Alberta in me is just like, give it to me. Okay. I'd say something, but it's inappropriate. I won't. Okay. I just love rare meat.
Okay.
I'm not picky when it comes to different kinds of seafood. No. I love all seafood.
Oh, I'm a little picky, but you can thumbs that up.
It is It is gross to eat raw fish like sushi.
No.
Like sushi. No.
Good
oh my God.
sashimi.
Oh, yes. I do not eat potatoes or carrots when skin has shrunk a bit from aging.
No, I eat it.
That's
fair
fine. Game. I throw overripe fruit away.
Yeah.
I put it in the freezer and then try and make something of it.
Oh, yeah.
Or
if it's bananas.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like strawberries mold.
Yeah.
Blueberries shrivel.
I know. I always feel bad. I am pretty good at, like, if I know fruit is a day away from going mold, I toss it in the freezer and make it a smoothie. That's how I get all my frozen fruit. I just feel really bad about throwing away ripe fruit.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm like, you got to make use of it somehow.
Yeah. I make, like, big banana bread. Like, I'll give it to all my friends if I have a big bundle.
That's the call. It is nauseating to have a whole fish, including its head, served to me on a plate. We'll say this is a hard thing in Scandinavia. It's a very common heads on everything. Like all the shrimp and all the fish always comes with the head. And it's taken a learning, but I'm okay with it now.
Okay.
I don't prefer it. It's a little... Ugh.
Yeah, I don't really care, but I mean, I'd eat it.
It's a cultural difference thing.
Yeah.
It's not a North American thing. I do not eat from the same glass someone has already drunk from. See...
You mean drink?
Drank, yeah. No, drunk. It says drunk from.
Yeah. You said I do not eat.
Oh, I do not drink from the same glass
I was
someone...
like, wait.
I'm fat. I tried to read it so fast that I'm not... I do not drink from the same glass someone has already drunk from.
Yeah, I'm kind of weird about that. I don't like that.
See,
Even if it's Michael's, I'm like, no, thank you. Backwash.
See, I'm all like, ugh, definitely not. Second I have any alcohol in me, I'm sharing my drink with everybody. And it's a toxic trait. And I wake up in the morning, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, no. I am somebody that will not share drinks with people because I'm scared of getting sick.
All I can say is if you've seen me at Calgary Stampede and you've witnessed the chicks
You would-
scoop and chug, yeah, it's an unfortunate thing that happens when I drink.
That's how you get mono, man.
It's how COVID originated.
Yeah.
For legal reasons, I will say that is a joke. I would not eat in a restaurant where I'd seen bugs in the bathroom. No. You saw a bug in the bathroom?
I mean,
I guess it depends.
depends on the restaurant.
If it's really outdoorsy,
Yeah,
I will take
I
that
was gonna
back.
say that.
Fine dining in New York.
Oh, yeah, no.
So I'm going to say mid. Okay. Results are in. Our biggest triggers are animal flesh. Oh, wait, no. I'm reading that wrong. Our biggest triggers are animal flesh, human contamination, and mold. And we're not too picky about fruit, insect, and hygiene contamination.
That's sad.
But actually that really meant nothing because it was us splitting the middle. So there was
Yeah.
just more fun facts about what we find gross.
Yeah, so you guys should take the test. Let us know what you get. But food, I think, is a picky thing.
Very.
There's people that will eat anything, but then push comes to shove, they won't. Like, they really won't.
Yeah.
Textures or whatever.
Something I always find fascinating, and I try not to look at people doing this because I realize people can get self-conscious. But if you're the type of person, like say you have a salad, you want it all mixed in so every bite has everything, or if you're someone who likes to eat it in segments. Like I'm kind of a segment person. I'm not that big of a deal, but I'm like, I'll eat this and then I'll make my way through it. Versus some people want it really tossed.
I'm a tosser.
Or some people who are like want it so segmented that like the food can't touch.
Yeah.
I'm not like that. I'm like, you can just be in a big bowl. But I'm like, you want to eat it segment by segment.
Yeah.
You're a tosser?
Yeah, I'm a tosser. I'm like a garbage can with that. I'm like, I'll eat anything. I love the textures and the taste. Like, I just love mixing everything, and Michael's not.
Yeah.
So when I make him salad, he like doesn't like any of the fun things, like the crunchies, the cranberries, the fruits, the added vegetables. He just like wants lettuce and a light dressing, and I'm over here like adding eggs into it, and yeah.
I see that. Yeah. I like the segments. Like I don't want the crunch to not become crunchy because it's mixed in.
That's fair.
So at the same time, if you mix it, I'm not that picky.
Yeah.
It's just more if I'm rushed, carburetor.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
So-
All right. Well, that was today's podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Do you have anything else to add?
Remember people's mental health and don't treat Hailey Bieber like we treated Britney.
There you go.
Or Selena. Neither one of them deserve that.
Yeah.
Don't comment on people's body. Be nice.
Yep. All right. Well, with that being said, don't forget to leave a review. Go check out our Instagram, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.